Okay, excellent. We are back. I'm really sorry. I am genuinely sorry about earlier. Like, I really am very, very sorry. Um, a bunch of stuff happened. I do hope that you can understand being a responsible person, quote unquote, responsible person in the region and the context where I live in does sometimes mean that people come at me with their problems because no one else like takes care of them essentially. But that has nothing to do with you people. So I still really do apologize that I let myself get so bent out of shape. And I especially do wish to thank Calgarot. Hello, number 2. Grazie mille per essere tornato di nuovo a questa trasmissione, grazie. I really do apologize. Thank you for being so patient with me. I really am very, very, very thankful. I um oh well. Like man, that was a lot of problems. Um but genuinely thank you so much. I could give you a hug. I could give you a hug. Is that good English? I think that we do have some good English. Now, we are going to do a very quick sketch about what is it? Excellencation, many more. We can do at least a very quick sketch about the fanfic that I had planned for Cassian Flores. Now, how are we going to do that? For me, it tends to be a very regimented process in the sense that I think of it as just wait a moment please. I'm going to refer to my to my previous format. But essentially, it is like before writing the actual prompt, I separated the writing into three different categories. The files that I have prepared into three different categories. Hey, what was that? I need to remember to take out that little. Is it with V? Yeah, I think it is with V thing. Yes, one moment. So like that problem with like one of the accounts. Okay, yeah, now I know. Like it's actually amazing when a day wants to have problems. Like when a string wants to have problems, it's endless. Like genuinely endless. Excellent. We got here. Unfortunately, we are actually getting a ton of drop frames again. Why are we getting drop frames? Oh, right. I know why we are getting drop frames actually. It's almost certainly like the website design that is probably eating like all the bandwidth possible. Oh my god, you're not. I don't want this. No. Don't tell me that I don't have any of the previous format things on the... I don't actually have any of the... Oh no. Well. No, apparently I do not have the... I used to have a format of like... yeah, sorry, just the previous situation is still like completely knocked me out of my game. By the way, can we check the chat? Oh, excellent. Oli, hola, ¿cómo estáis? Panita, llegó la más mera de las panitas. Hola. Tanto el que piensa lo contrario. Es verdad, es verdad. Ok. Bien, señor Milagritos, benvenuto a questa trasmissione. Come. Grazie mille per essere tornato a questa trasmissione. Grazie. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. Thank you. Okay, so I had blah blah blah. You can also search the default talk setting. My god, they are actually so... Evernote is actually so bad about templates nowadays, like user interface. Like they are genuinely terrible about interfaces, because they keep complaining about they keep trying to get you to sign up to their Plus membership stuff and all that. Alright, well, so we're gonna have to use the older one, if I can even remember what the... If I can even remember the code of the previous one. Let's see. Was it like this? No. Oh, I got it right. I finally got it right. Wonderful. So we do actually get to refer to the... Oh my god, shut up, Evernote. Shut up! Evernote, shut up! Oh. Okay, wonderful. Do we actually have the thingy here? Ok, amazing, de acuerdo. Let me see. Me llegó tarde la notificación. Voy a funar Twitch. I got the notification late. I'm canceling Twitch. No, don't cancel Twitch. Poor Twitch. Speaking of, we are going to get the string gesture, and I'm going to start the little advertisement thingy. Okay. So I'm actually going to go for a moment here in studio mode and I'm going to open the Zatsu room in here. I'm going to add a window capture. Or maybe I should actually, just as a safety measure, nah, we can do it just Word for now. If anything happens, I'll just private the bot. Okay. word processor window. Casing esto, blah blah blah. Excellent. We are simply having the white page here. Okay, marvelous. And voila, we only had the white page now. Now you can choose the shut up. Oh my god, Evernote is so annoying. Now I remember why I don't use Evernote. Evernote can be so bothersome. Ok. Ahora recuerdo por qué no utilizo Evernote. Evernote puede ser tan molesto. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿O ya hiciste lo que tenías que hacer? Wait. Why is in Streamlabs showing up? Right? Streamlabs is not showing up, right? Nope. Test. Hola, dulzura. ¡Ey! Que eso tuvo que hacer tiempo. Ahora, discúlpenme un momento. Tengo que averiguar por qué Streamlabs decidió no funcionar. Es increíble cómo todas las cosas pueden decidir no funcionar al mismo tiempo. Now chat box. Yes, let's start with chat. ¿No puedo tirar mi avión? Probablemente la fuente de Viewer Attack también se desincronizó. Ok, ahora actualicé el caché de la página. Podría intentar tirar el avión nuevamente. Sponta! Hello! Grazie mille per essere tornato a questa trasmissione. Oh, justo envié suscripción. Oh, gracias. Muchas gracias. ¿Suscripción? Tendré que revisar eso. Por cierto, disculpas. By the way, my apologies, I still haven't. Thank you. I will dance for money. Okay, excellent. So those things had gotten back. Puedo volar libre como el sol cuando amanece. Yo soy libre como el mar. De acuerdo. Sponta, thank you so very much for the subscription. And I do apologize I haven't gotten back to you yet on Discord. I have been really busy because a family friend had like a very serious emergency, unfortunately. But they will be fine. It's just like it's people with problems. People having problems. Okay, let's put the word processor below the viewer attack. Okay. But I hope you have been having a good day, Esponta. I hope that you have been doing well. Okay, and I will catch back on Discord like at the end of the stream. Viewer attack is back online. Chat box is back online. Todos los elementos están de vuelta en línea. Así que podemos empezar con el sistema. Now, and in the case of a song by an Avalon member, I don't think there are going to be many issues with like copyrighted songs or anything. So we can listen to it right on stream. And sorry that I do not actually play the video itself on stream right now. It's just a bit too risky because I'm worried that it will show an advertisement or something. So, why are we listening to this music now? Because originally, like the first thing that I used to do one of these Vtuber fanfics, the first thing that I used to do one of these Vtuber fanfics, um, is like listen to the music and get a feel for what kind of vibe I want to get from them. Okay, so now I'm going to write the pointers. Inspo board for the scene lines and characters, themes, elements. I'm actually going to separate themes into its own separate area. In this moment, it's not about having any kind of like. It doesn't need to be consistent. We are just doing a draft here. We are just doing a very simple draft here. Characteristic phrases, mm, special phrases or something. We're just going to name it something like that. And again, this is something like that I am likely going to change. I mean, I'm going to make it more polished in the future. But for the time being, 1, 2, 3, blah blah, and then I'm going to text. Amazing. Por cierto, pido disculpas si es que algunas cuantas veces tardo un poco en revisar el chat en esta transmisión. Sería porque estoy muy enfocado en el proyecto, en lo que estoy haciendo en el momento. Entonces, puede ser que tarde un poco más de lo común en contestar o ver los mensajes. By the way, I do apologize if I take a bit longer than usual in checking the chat. It's because I am going to be like focusing a lot on getting the job done. So I will be like taking a bit longer than usual in checking the elements. Okay. I know it might be difficult to believe, but I actually took a small course on Word, on word making. So I can, not to brag, but I can make my streams kinda nice. I can make my word files kinda nice. Kinda. A little nice. Okay. Hmm, wonderful. Dashing. Such a fine elf. Like, in this part, um, I am simply, a show the forge, like putting any sort of things that come to my head. Cast as a musician, because the vibe that I get from this music is like that. It feels like Cass is a long time elegant elf that suddenly finds himself thrust into the spotlight, and he finds out that he's the natural at it. The song is him confidently dashing into the newfound attention. Oh, I'm catching back to chatting a bit. Confidently dashing into his new phone attention. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm feeling the tension from earlier dissipating. Okay, Panita. Thank you. That's a problem there. Pero ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Un guión? But what are you doing? Are you doing a script? Estoy preparando los bocetos para un fanfic. I am making the sketches or preparing the materials for a fanfic. And also, Sponda, grazie mille per il per il cheer. Thank you so much for the cheers. Thank you. I'm actually surprised that shouldn't it be showing in here? That's weird. It should be showing here somewhere. That a cheer was done. Do I not have the... No, sorry. Apparently, I do not have the Twitch notifications in here. Let the Twitch alert here. Okay, I'm fixing that now. We're going to place it over there. Sponta has gotten 2 kisses. How lucky. Yeah. Sponta, grazie mille per redimire il Twitch redimir. Ok. Ti voli un beso? Ti voli 2 besi? Okay. Let's do it. Let's actually do it under the music of many more. That's gonna be even funnier. What is it? Okay. Oh, many more. No, wait, no, it sounds dumb. Sorry. And I'm sorry that they are not very good kisses. It's what I can do at the time being. It's what I can do for the time being. Yes, it is a fanfic. Sí, es un fanfic. Okay. Dashing and enjoying his newfound attention. Enjoying his newfound attention. Resumen en español, ese elfo está muy bueno. Y ahora sabe que está... Y disfruta ser cantante. Cantante Ari. Excelente. E incluso esta descripción en español, por supuesto, es bastante cómica, pero no está 100% equivocada. Ahora estaré preparando otro elemento aquí en el fondo. And again, I am sorry that this all looks so haphazard. It's because I had like some personal issues, like some pretty big personal issues earlier. So like that completely knocked me out of my game. So when you are writing something, you should take a bit of material or research, right? In the case of Vtuber lore, you could actually try to watch if they had any kind of a special lore thing here. My god, the advertisements are so stupid. The ads are so stupid.
The legends speak of Avalon, a place that can grant a
As it matters, we
wish
do
to
actually
those
have
who can
a
find
bit of
it.
lore here.
They say, when all the crystals are united, they will show the way. And I have been entrusted with one of them. You see, I've always been the most magically gifted in my village.
Generally, it is an often running joke that VTubers don't always really follow their own lore. So, for example, in the case of Cass, he was supposed to be like this really like a super refined elf that was kind of looked down on other people, that was supposed to be like a very arrogant and confident, but Cass, like the actual VTuber Cass, he turned out to be like a super sweet person, like the cutest being, etc. So you can actually use an interplay of how the lore of the character, how the lore presented the character of the VTuber as, or the model of the VTuber as alongside how the person behind the VTuber actually is. And so you can kind of figure an interplay between those two things. Why is the Wi-Fi being so bad? Are we now having problems with the Wi-Fi? Jesus, it's amazing. It genuinely is amazing. Okay. And what kind of fanfic? A yaoi fanfic? Un fanfic yaoi? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Se me tiene que contratar para hacer un fanfic yaoi. No. I need to be commissioned to make a yaoi fanfic. Speaking more seriously, hablando más seriamente, because VTubers are like 50% a real person, that tends to be something that I am kinda reluctant to do. Porque los VTubers son algo así como 50% una persona real. Eso suele ser una cosa a la que estoy un poco reluctante, un poco dudosa de hacer. Because I don't know if all VTubers would necessarily be comfortable with something like that. No estoy seguro si todos los VTubers masculinos necesariamente estarían cómodos con algo así. I do know, for example, that this person, Theodore, I think his name, from Vitavid, the newest Nijisanji generation, he did mention that he's not comfortable with any kind of like sexual stuff. Sí, recuerdo que, por ejemplo, creo que era Theodore el nombre de la nueva generación de Nijisanji Vitavid. Él había mencionado que no se sentía tan cómodo con la clase de cosas sexuales. Okay, let's try to continue with the video. So, as we watch the lore video, we can have a decent idea of how the character or how the lore for the character was envisioned to be. And how the character actually ended up being with the gestalt or the input from the actor that plays the character, well, that's something that we're going to see later. But for now, we want to start gathering the material of the lore hints, of the lore itself.
Tasked with protecting our crystal.
Before we continue, actually, and another advantage of like relying principally on the lore of the character for making the fanfic is that number one, it goes more into the tradition of treating VTubers as essentially living anime characters, and number two, it provides a decent layer of separation between what fans write about the character versus what the actor behind the character is actually like. So you don't really get like too parasocial in the bad sense of the word when you're writing centered on the character. And I am sorry if like at times right now, and speaking of the cuff, I am like trying to recover my mental footing.
The elder told me that if I was to seek out Avalon, I would need to leave this village and ask for help from humans. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's terrible.
But staying would earn me no glory, no power. If leaving is what makes me stronger.
Okay, now we actually see one thing that is kind of interesting. Character elements. Cass. We're going to put his name in cursive. Long-lived elf. The greatest. It did say he was the greatest magic user in his village or something like that, right? Magic user in his village. And has a thirst for glory and power. That this part actually, for example, this is something that is very good. That this, if nothing else, maybe sorry. This, if nothing else, makes me glad that I actually checked this lore video, because this little plot point can actually help me to inform some of the characterizations and some of the other parts that we're going to explore in the fanfic. Hey, come on. No. Okay, wonderful. Um, so like if there is any point in the fanfic where I start to feel a bit unsure, like oh geez, I wonder how Cass will add, how the Cass character will add in this situation, or I'm not sure what to add in here. I can have a better information, a better idea of what I want to add in this part. Because now I know that, for example, the character Cassian Floros, maybe not so much the actor, but the character Cassian Floros has like an interest and a thirst for glory and power.
So be it. However, just because I seek out your help doesn't mean it makes us equals.
Um, Lord character sees himself as above humans. I'm just gonna put this as above others.
Well, now.
And I know this is like a very small thing, but it's super funny. It's genuinely super funny. I'm sorry, we're losing frames again. Why are we having this issue? Why are we having this issue today? Is my internet throttling me? Because right now the internet is actually getting super unstable. I thought it was fixed. Okay. Let's just restart and let's see if it gets having problems. Okay, we're gonna have to lower the. We're gonna have to lower the bitrate, like. De acuerdo. I'm really sorry. We need to do a small bitrate test. And thankfully, we're okay. Oh, estamos en el mes del orgullo. Yeah, we're on Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everyone. Happy Pride Month. I hope that everyone gets to feel happy with themselves and that they get to express their identity. All right. It does seem like we are back on track. I am going to yell at my ISP provider for 2 hours. Okay, excellent. ¡Arriba los pansexuales! ¡Arriba! ¡Arriba! ¡Arriba los pansexuales! Okay. Anyways, okay. So, what I was saying is, it's so funny to see the way that they envisioned the character of Cass, or how they presented his lore, and knowing how the person that plays Cass is like, how Cassion is usually like on streams. And admittedly, I don't think that they actually push into this part of his lore too much, like being this like super snobby elf that looks down on people. Too much, but it still is super funny to see how they. uh, how they adapted that aspect of his lore today. And this amount of lost frames is... Okay, it's a jitter that comes and goes. I really am sorry. It's just we are having like another weird internet issue. Like suddenly we start to get a freak ton of lost packets, and I had no idea what is the problem now. Okay, let's redo the test again. No, we are having so many lost packets. Okay. And for some reason it comes in burst. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to play another ad in here. And oh wait, I think I know what one of the problems might be. It's probably this. I think I know what one of the problems might be. Let's see. It's probably the Evernote page that is burning a lot of I'm just going to store some of the elements in here, and then I'm going to just close the come on, you. If my theory is correct, I should have lost a few more friends. Yeah, I kinda lost a few friends here. Okay, so I have a note of this here. I'm going to close down this a trash of a website. I'm sorry, whatever, not really does suck. Okay, wonderful. Now I'm going to restart the thing. Yeah, I am pretty sure that is that, because as soon as I log out of Evernote, I lost a ton of friends. Evernote is a trash website. I hate Evernote. I am sorry for saying this a lot, but it genuinely is a bad website. Like, it's crazy how bad it is. Okay, wonderful. Oh man, Evernote has got me like Jesus. Why are so many things so badly programmed nowadays? No, unfortunately, we are still losing frames. Yay! Are we? Hey! Are you gonna lose? Are you gonna drop more frames? Are you? I hope you don't. I hope you don't lose more frames. What does that even mean? Okay. ¿Esos gruñidos? Estos. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, it does seem like we are actually recovering stability. Man, every time I think one of the sites I use can be okay. All right, let's try to continue with the lore video. Did we actually finish the lore video? Okay, no.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Isn't that interesting? Okay, and this is the promotional video. I do not think that there are many other lore thingies in here. At least I don't really think so. Let's try and see if this short has some lore thingy. Okay, now this is Cass singing. Given that Cass is Acacian Floros is such a singing focused VTuber, I think one thing that we can do is that we can have his big performance, because I already have an idea of the structure that I want the um, the fig to have. And we are dropping a minuscule amount of frames again. Mm. Hmm. Okay. Where is document 2? Do we actually have a plot scene lines structure? And then we're gonna have like a few, like a subdivision. One, not a common. One, plot structure. And by the way, you can actually do this if you press enter. One moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you press enter on a list, which can be either a number, the way that I formatted it, or an asterisk, and you press enter, it's going to like drop the number, the element below the first number with the same hierarchy. But if you press tab, then it will push it to a level below the number. That way, if you like text or something, whatever, then it's on the level below. And you press tab to push it below the hierarchy, or backspace to push it a level upper. Okay. So the plot structure, introduction to ball. Let's just call it a ball for now. Introduction to the ball. Two characters talking about the mysterious. That's the Chopin-like sensation. A lot of people would notice. I myself, I not like in town. I myself, I not like very well versed in history, but apparently Chopin was like a lot of women went to watch Chopin's performances. For some reason, they were crazy about Chopin's performances. And so the idea is that, at least the idea that I am envisioning here, is that it will be that a lot of people are gathering to see this new mysterious artist, like having some kind of concert or something music focused. For now, this is simply the plot structure. So the initial POV character and her friend. Por cierto, disculpa que estoy hablando principalmente en inglés. Estoy simplemente... cuando me concentro mucho en un trabajo, estoy yendo a 10 kilómetros por hora, básicamente. Get to meet Cass. He's very smooth. The characters are fascinated by him. little interlude before and the start of the show. The big show. Lots of energy. Not cast with minor case ring. Hey. Cast dazzles the audience. This part will probably had a lot of creative prose and not much dialogue. Minimal or no epilogue. Actually, before that, Bedouin here, and a scene D. From cast character and into the goals he's chasing. There is, I know that a lot of this is like sounding very, very rote, but there is this Hemingway quote that I like a lot. That goes like, you cannot edit what you have not written. So it does not matter if your first draft is not like super polished or like it kind of doesn't sound very well. The important thing is that it gets the ideas across. That's the really important thing. Okay, I'm gonna try like a few more new things and then I am going to have to change ISPs. This is unacceptable. I cannot believe that. It's incredible. Genuinely incredible. Okay. Many more. Again, it's okay if like the first draft is not good. I think it's another Hemingway quote that goes like, the first draft of anything is, and I don't want to say exactly the word that he said, but I am sure that you imagine which one it is. The first draft of anything is not good. It's not good. Can we actually have a filter to make this one have a bit of a softer edge? Because I don't want it to have like that much of a... No, not a scale filter. It's not a... I don't want a scale filter. I want a... focus filter? No, that's not what I want either. Okay, let's just forget it for now. Maybe I have... no, I don't have anything here. That hits hard for me. Writing is my worst subject. It's difficult for me to write anything. Eso es un consejo muy impactante para mí. Escribir es mi peor sujeto, mi tema más difícil. Es difícil para mí escribir nada. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Galera. If it's any consolation, for me, it was also super difficult to write, to get things writing at the start. And at least in my case, the two biggest problems, the two biggest roadblocks that I found, maybe we can say 3. But the two first roadblocks that I found was that I often felt like uh, um, like it was too much effort to write stuff. Like, oh man, I'm gonna write 1,000 words today. No, that seems so much. That's so much. But it's funny. Today I was actually finishing up a couple of scripts, like a couple ASMR scripts. And before I even realized, I actually put down like I actually wrote on paper like 500, 700 words or something like that. I almost finished like half of the script in one sitting. I'm gonna no, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. The problem is that the connection like spikes down completely at some parts. Okay. Oh, you know one thing that I think it could be also, like maybe there is one of those silly bad port assignations on my router thingy on the Wi-Fi. Like maybe I actually had to try and order my Wi-Fi to prioritize the traffic between my computer and the router, so that I won't get drop frames if like something else tries to eat bandwidth. Okay, sorry about that. But okay. And one of the biggest things that got me from feeling like it was so much effort to write 200, 500, whatever words was simply to keep writing, and eventually it was kind of like working out. I can easily do like 10 push-ups in one sitting or something like that. At first it was something like 3 push-ups, and then gradually it did not feel like too much of an effort sacrifice to do 3 push-ups, and I was not doing a few more push-ups. And then a while after I got used to doing 5 push-ups. I did a few more, and voila, nowadays I can easily do 10 push-ups. The same with writing. Like at first I told myself just 100 words. Just do 100 words. And even in days, for example, where I really don't want to write, I really don't want to do the text, I tell myself, okay. It's okay. You can do it like 100 words. If you're not feeling it today, just do 100 words. And it will be okay. And if you don't want to continue writing after you do the 100 words, then it's okay. You already did your part for today. And you already did something. You can continue with another task that you're going to be more focused. And you know one thing that is funny? Half the time, well, at least a quarter of the time, I found that by the time that I got to the 100 words, I was so into the writing that I was continuing for my own volition. I was simply continuing writing. I got really into writing the script, the video script, the ASMR script, the fanfic, etc. That I get on with it, no issue. The other biggest stumbling block that I had, and I think this is something that probably is the case with a lot of people that like want to write creative stuff, is that I found myself at a bit of a loss as to how to put my ideas into the paper. What do I mean by that? That maybe you have these kind of like abstract ideas, for example, that you think, so I have this idea of this fanfic about Gargura or something, playing around her city of Atlantis. And okay, you have an abstract idea and a feeling. Gargura, Atlantis. Gargura playing in Atlantis. And I am sorry if I get some things mistaken about Miss Gura's plot. Lore, sorry. I am not super familiar with her. Mm. And that's nice, but when you try to put that feeling into words, then you are not sure. Like, my god, what the. Completely dropping the frames. Like, that was an absolute collapse of the upload. Sorry, bad bitrate for a problem? For a moment? Okay, we survive. Anyways, but when you try to put that into a specific words, then that is when I find, or when I get the impression, a lot of writers start to get stumbling a little bit. For example, okay, so what is Miss Cura doing in Atlantis? What exactly do you envision her doing? In what kind of streets do you see her walking? What is the wider scene or environment that you see her in? ¿Cuál es el tipo de escena o ambiente en el que le ves a Miss Gargura interactuando en ese mundo? Disculpas, milagritos. Realmente estuve bastante tiempo hablando en inglés. Volveré al español en un momento. No. En cuentas muy resumidas, un consejo que tengo para escritores es que si no tienen muchas ganas de escribir algo o si les cuesta escribir 100 palabras en un día o lo que sea, pónganse la meta de escribir una cantidad pequeña de palabras. Sea 50, 25, 100, 75 palabras, lo que sea. Solo pónganse la meta de escribir esa poca cantidad de palabras y allí vean si es que quieren seguir continuando. Van a ir construyendo la resistencia, la capacidad para escribir más y más con el tiempo. Al menos esa fue mi experiencia. De acuerdo. Volveré a los amigos hispanoparlantes en un momento. Okay, so. Or for example, what is a specific conversation that you see Miss Gargura having? What is like your clear idea of the characters and the world that she is going to inhabit? And again, when you had your first draft, you don't need to be super mega specific about it. You just need to have some idea of it. You just need to have some feeling, some vibe of it. Okay? And so that you do not have all these abstract ideas and inspirations like just like flying around into a hurricane of your subconscious where they are quite liable to be forgotten before you put thoughts to paper. You can have something like this. And that way you have a somewhat logical structure to refer to when you are writing. I'm sorry, I do not know what is happening to the ISP today. We are going to have to change ISPs. This trash has given me too many problems. I am done with this ISP. I am officially done with this ISP. Okay. Continuing. It does seem like we're probably going to have to cut the stream a bit shorter because the internet is not improving. The internet is ridiculously unstable. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. But you know the really weird thing is supposedly I don't see my total upload speed actually being affected. So I really don't know what the issue is. You know what I think I will do next time? I'm gonna try to run OBS as administrator and see if that helps it. And here's to hoping I can actually hire a decent ISP next time. Alright, anyways. You have to keep in mind that memory and creativity are a bit fickle. And you can rely on structures that you set for yourself so that you can pull back from some of the things that you had already deposited beforehand. And that does not hinder your creativity, but rather quite enhances it. Like, it genuinely enhances it a lot. One moment, please. Sorry, I was sneezing. Disculpa, estuve estornudando. The stream has been fine on my end. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that because on my end here, I'm seeing like above 3% drop frames. It's more that I am just genuinely amazed at how I already had a terrible ISP, and for a while I thought the issue was fixed, but we went from one bad ISP to the other. Like, it's actually genuinely amazing how people don't want to provide a good service. Okay. Anyways, and finally, one like more general advice that I will give is that don't allow the worry about perfection be the enemy of the good, or rather, don't allow perfection to be the enemy of practice. It's totally okay if the first few fanfics that you do, or even the first few dozen or whatever fanfics that you do, are quite not up to your liking. The only real way that you can actually learn and develop is by practicing and making mistakes. And if you are constantly fretting about doing revisions about a fanfic, then you're going to take way too long in releasing a fanfic or a short story or whatever, rather than just finishing a fanfic, even if it is not super good, and learning from that fanfic to do the next one, to do the next fanfic a bit better. And I am sorry that I am actually a bit scatterbrained right now. I'm just like constantly keeping an eye out for the absolute failure of a bitrate. Thinking. But yeah, I do hope that one of those things, Kalgarot, can actually be of help on your writing journey. It is. It is always a pleasure to help other people. That's why I started the channel in the first place. Okay. Así que ahora traduciré en español un poco de la estructura generalizada de la historia que tengo. Así que, por dar un ejemplo, thank you for the advice. Gracias por el consejo. Thank you for being so awesome and supporting. You are the best. You are the best. Gracias a ti por ser tan increíble y apoyador. Eres de lo mejor. Eres de lo mejor. Yeah. Okay. So, a medida que iba escuchando la la canción. Y por supuesto, mucho vino inspirado por la letra. Me watch me more, many, many more, many, many more. Me touch me more. Tenía la imagen de una especie de idol de K-pop, un, un bello artista que tenía mucha... Un momento, problemas de bitrate. Que expulsaba carisma por los poros, que agarraba a la audiencia de golpe por su carisma y los llevaba a una especie de viaje de ensueño. Entonces empecé a desarrollar en base a esa sensación, a esa emoción abstracta, el concepto de un, una especie de show, una especie de concierto, algo por lo que una gran audiencia se reuniría. Y para no ser tan autorreferente, alguna cosa como una transmisión, por ejemplo, empecé a pensar, ok, ¿qué es una cosa que no sea una transmisión o un directo que haría que mucha gente, en el caso específico de Cassian Floros, tengo entendido que él tiene una audiencia de Yosei Muke, o sea, una audiencia primariamente femenina, se reuniese para ver a una figura artística? En este contexto me decidí por un concierto. 20% of frames. Like, what is going on? Because clearly it is not losing problems. Hola, Dulcera. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just genuinely not sure what is the problem now. Like, the pig is ridiculously unstable. Like, it is incredibly unstable. I do think that the ISP is throttling me. Like, I genuinely think that it is throttling me. Ok, very well. La idea que se me ocurrió okay, today we're just gonna lose a lot of friends. Today is just going to be one of those days. I'm just going to try and not look at them. Oh my god, you fucking dumb. I'm just gonna try not to look at the friends right now. La idea en la que caí era, ok, quizás observarían un concierto. Quizás observarían una especie de concierto de un artista. Y como quería que hubiese en la historia el concepto de parte de esta audiencia llegando a interactuar con Cassian Floros, para poder establecer aún más la imagen del personaje Cassian Floros, y el motivo por el que utilizo la palabra personaje Cassian Floros y no el streamer Cassian Floros, para que puedan establecer aún más la imagen de este personaje Cassian Floros como un artista un poco misterioso, un artista un poco seductor, y un personaje intrigante. Así también como reflejando algunas partes del lore del elfo, del elfo del personaje Cassian Floros. Ok. Así que... So, catching back in English, there, what I was saying there is essentially that. So I wanted to have something that will make Cass, that will make a lot of people flock to see Cass performing. But I did not want it to be a live stream. So I settled for the plot of many of the audience flocking to see Cass performing at a sort of like opera show or like something theatrical, something between music and theatrics, because those two are, I think, are the realm where Cass really shines. And I also wanted to have like a small interaction between the audience and Cass, like not the audience in general, but for example, one specific like point of view character. To further establish the image of the character Cassian Floros, and there's a reason why I say character Cassian Floros and not streamer Cassian Floros. Sorry. As this suave, mysterious, kind of seductive character. Because one thing that surprised me a little bit whenever I see like clips of Cass or something is a lot of commenters actually do say that he is really fine, that he's really, really good looking, he is really, really attractive. But I mean, he is. Let's not lie. Let's be honest. But I wasn't surprised that so much of his female audience. I do think that Cass is one of those VTubers that has a majority female audience. Will find him so attractive, and so I wanted to have that also reflecting on the fanfic, that is kinda reflective of his lore. And again, I am sorry that I am very scatterbrained today. It's just that first the personal issue and now the Wi-Fi problems did get me a little. Man, when something doesn't want to work, it just doesn't want to work, right? Okay. But you can see, right, how I start straightforward. A straightforward run. Can I be confident and alluring? I start from like this abstract sense, or for example, in the case of the Gura fanfic, from this abstract idea of, okay, excellent. So Miss Gura playing around in Atlantis in her city before emerging to be part of Myth or whatever. And I start from these abstract feelings, from these abstract ideas, and I then try to apply a logical veneer to them. Like, okay, how do I get to show these vibes or these general ideas within a plot structure, within a story structure? And then, again, in the case of Cass, I already detailed how I had the idea that those things will come to happen. Like for example, like introducing them to a concert, and then like the characters coming to talk with cast before the big concert and being stunned by cast in the big concert. In the case, I suppose, with Miss Cura, for example, I would think, okay, so what kind of things will she actually check out in her city of Atlantis? Will she have like a fictional friend, like an original character essentially, that she will interact with within Atlantis, so that we can see her adventures in the city of Atlantis? Will she have like a place that she likes to frequent? Will she like run through the market or try to hide from her father, the king of Atlantis, or whatever? And like talk with a friend about secretly wanting to see the world outside Atlantis, the world above. Maybe in some way, like hearing like the echoes of the phoenix. You know. Um, but it's weird because it says that my OBS says that the frame is unstable. No, I am seeing the frame actually being super unstable suddenly. Something is weird with this Wi-Fi. You know what? Something that I'm going to try. We are actually going to try this right now. Okay, sorry. But yeah, you start from abstract ideas and then you think how you can carry forth those ideas into a specific plot. And this is the part, for example, plot structure, where you try to get more concrete. You don't have to get super concrete, but you try to go to a further level of like, okay, this is how we are going to show this idea. I'm going to revisit many of these ideas in a different stream, where the ISP is not is mean the ass. I am sorry if I sound a bit miffed. It's just the incompetence of tech services is genuinely astounding. I do not pay an ISP for it to actually the bed this hard. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, Latin America. So I do apologize. I am going to try already and see how if I can actually start. Si puedo empezar, si puedo abrir mi editor de video, DaVinci Resolve. If I can start my video editor, DaVinci Resolve on stream. Something which I very much do not have a guarantee that I will be able to do, because DaVinci consumes a crazy amount of resources, and I am not sure if my computer will be able to handle DaVinci streaming and the Vtuber model at the same time. So we'll try video editing. Let's see what happens. Excellent. We hit accept, and now I am actually a little bit curious. I do wonder if now that we close down, nope, it's something with the connection. It clearly is something with the connection. But that's so weird. The Wi-Fi was stable for a while. What happened? So DaVinci Resolve. But you know one thing that could have been the problem too, actually? Maybe it's that normally I actually close down Google Chrome. No, because I think that I actually closed Google Chrome before starting the stream. So it was a fresh browser. I don't know. It's just Internet is just being trashed at you. And yeah, I'm also a video editor. It's funny that we were actually talking about a cast fanfic because now we're actually going to edit a cast video, a Cass and Flora's video that I have been working on for a bit. Now, full disclaimer, it could well be that we get a sudden disconnection. It very much could well be that we get a super sudden disconnection from the server because my computer could have like a blue screen or something due to the resource overload. So far, that is not happening, but there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees. Right? Yeah, that when the internet doesn't want to work, it's just this is amazing. This is the worst that I ever seen the internet actually. Like over 60% drop frames. That is genuinely amazing. That is actually genuinely amazing. Okay. Let's delete it into. Let's remember to. Let's get into the habit of connecting to integrations. Okay. It does seem like the wars had passed. But let's see. So this middle line is 2, 2, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so each square should be like 6 megabytes. I don't know why. Because it clearly is sending a lot. Like it actually rarely dips below a specific level. You know what I think it is? I think there might well be a bunch of other programs. No, there is nothing that is actually hogging a web image. Or oh, I think I know what the problem is. Okay, I think I'm beginning to grasp what the problem is. Okay. Well. I'm sorry, technical issues. Very well. So last we were actually in. It doesn't show anything bad in here, right? There's not any personal details showing. No, I don't think there is any personal details showing up. Let's go with. You know what? We're going to use the same thing here. We are just gonna have to guess this one on. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to show the cut window below me. And don't worry, this is my own commission. I mean, this is my own video, so I can show it. If I had a client commission, you can rest assured that I'm not going to show it on stream. You can be sure of that. I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Okay, I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb. I'm just a little dumb. I'm just a little dumb. I'm just a little bit dumb. Okay. Da Vinci window. Card edit. Not card edit. Card edit section. And then we actually add the window. Da Vinci window main screen, so you can see what is going on with the whoops here. So you can see what is happening with the main screen. Okay, so this is very raw, but we can work with this, I suppose. We can at least, I suppose, work with this. Okay. Incredibly, it is working so far, which is I'm actually really surprised by it. I'm actually really surprised. I don't want to touch wood or anything, but for so far we are actually not losing any more frames. And of course I just had to speak with my big mouth. We are dropping frames again. No, we're not dropping frames. Can you tell I am sounding a little bit miff? I am sounding a little miff, I will admit. Alcanis is not having a good time. Alright. Oh, and I actually need one more window. I actually need one more window. We're going to place this here. We can make this a little bit smaller. And we're going to place the properties windows below here. Okay, so window capture, DaVinci Resolve, edit properties. And you know what? I think I can set up my... I can quickly set up a file, a text file, to instantly change a series of shortcuts that I can use to quickly hide all of the DaVinci edit page windows and to show the DaVinci Fusion page windows. Or even, yes. Oh, yeah, no, actually, I had an even better idea. I had something even more practical. Okay, that will be better, yes. Okay, DaVinci Resolve, edit properties, properties window. Wonderful. DaVinci Resolve, esto con es bla bla. Reminder that you're awesome. I need to set that thing to be a bit lower. I need to set that thingy to happen less often. Was it Google Chrome that was causing all these issues? Because right now we're not losing any frames. Or is it that now it's like a different hour? I don't know, I just know that it was stressful. It certainly was very stressful. Okay, excellent. Now, full disclaimer, I am not an expert in DaVinci Resolve, and I am also not very acquainted yet with many of the hotkeys. Now, I know that it looks like a bit of a mess at this part, but it's what you get when you do a lot of cuts. A highlight can get like that because you're constantly doing cuts between the silent parts, between the parts that are not happening much or not talking much. One thing that has helped me a lot when I was doing the thingies, when I was doing the editing, is I was quickly setting up markers during the clips, and then I have I added a text note in here. So a name so that you can very quickly know, okay, what is the idea that you wanted to have in here? And then you can write an additional text to the note so that you can elaborate further on what exactly is kind of what you want. And this one is not much on the longer side. Normally it's like a one line or something, and the name is something like super short. The usually is actually even something like, what is a shorter one? What is one of the simpler ones? Okay, here is one, for example, like this one. This one just has a name, the title that has like a comedy summon cast. Okay.
I don't care. Some people, but like, I don't care.
We can actually very quickly go for this one, where I am simply going to select the clip and I am going to go a little bit farther, moving the timeline arrow. Come on, come on. No, no, no. Google ROM uses a lot of RAM. Google ROM usa mucho RAM. That it does. That it does. It really, really does. A lot of web browsers are not designed with resource economy in mind. They are really not. Ahora pasamos a un poco de edición de vídeo. Vamos a editar un stream de este elfo bien bueno. Este elfo bien bello. Debo decir, a veces me da vergüenza decir que constantemente decir, este elfo bien bello. A veces me preocupa que si es que Cass viese esto y escucha que yo digo, este elfo está bien bueno, este elfo está bien bello. El Cass estaría como, ¿ah? ¿A qué se refiere este chico? ¿Qué le pasa a este chico? Pero Cass es alguien tan dulce, no creo que se moleste. No, no, no. Cass es demasiado dulce para eso. Oh, vaya, mi vocecita. Estoy casi perdiendo mi vocecita. Okay, so, can you actually see the little option in here with the lower one? You know what? We are actually going to move not the code window, come on. The main screen window, we're going to move it a little bit over. And yeah, okay. We can move this one a little bit over here. And oh, so it's not showing the... No, it's going to be too much for me to show you there is like a quick tool. There is like a quick tool option in DaVinci where you can actually just like very quickly select a dynamic zoom. It's going to at least show on the screen. So green, if I remember correctly, is the starting position. Yes, and red is the end position of the zoom. So we're going to actually move the red to here, about here. And we're going to have the green to be like the full screen. So what this is going to, of course, it just opens from the center. What this should result in is that it will go from the full screen to very quickly.
I don't care.
Yeah, like
I don't
this.
care.
Excellent. And now, if you want to be really fancy about it, you can like double click or like select the marker and change the color to something like this, to something that una vez que terminas con el efecto que querías hacer con este marcador, puedes rápidamente cambiar el color de este marcador a un color beige para indicar que ya lo completaste. Yo normalmente nunca hago eso. Normally I never do that. Simplemente dejo el marcador ahí.
I don't judge.
Okay, so let me go to the part here that I was. And in my case, I use this purple marker to indicate that it's something especially complicated. Uso este marcador púrpura para indicar que el marcador anotado que tengo aquí es un efecto especialmente complicado. Y porque yo en este momento estoy en la fase de... I'm sorry that I'm speaking so fast, by the way. Porque yo en este momento estoy en la fase de... un paso rápido por todos los efectos pequeños. No me enfoco mucho en eso. No me enfoco demasiado en eso. We can actually get to this part. We can go to the... Well, in this part, we are actually going to go to the... I know that I'm going to want a crop on casting here, so I am actually going to do the quick thingy here. No. Okay, I know what I want to do in this part. here we can actually do like a very quick transform. We deselect the quick tool here. And the thing that we're going to have in here is we're going to select a title, text plus, and we're going to have it like around here. We're going to really focus on to close up on the timeline so that we can select the text. And what is the... Okay, so it is... Oh my God, don't... the auto selection of this thing. Oh, you can... Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad, actually. If you want to move the timeline, you have to move back one page. And we crop it until it... just one frame after the title begins. Okay. And like a couple frames, we make it a couple frames after he finishes the thing. Excellent, okay. Oh, cool. Thank you, gracias. Está genial, muchas gracias. De acuerdo. Ahora voy a pausar todas estas ventanas un momento, and I'm going to see if there is anything bad in the Fusion page. Okay, no private information on the Fusion page, we should be good. Okay, we're lucky. Okay, so the inspection page is kinda similar. Okay, fine, we can work with this. All right. So we can actually go pretty quickly with these things. And now I want to picture how I want the effect to go. I am not very experienced in the interaction between the edit page and the Fusion page. What I do know is that if you want to get a more fancy effect with text, for example, like when you see the really cool stuff that some editors do with text, with specific images or something. In the case of DaVinci Resolve, I had never used the other Photoshop, not Adobe, the Adobe Workstation in my life. I know that if you want to get really fancy with effects, that is done in the Fusion page. Edit is for simple things. Edit is to edit many things together and to do some basic elements of After Effects. But if you want to get fancy, you do that in Fusion page. You do that in the Fusion page. All right. So what I want to do in here is that I want the text to fade in from his mouth and then go downwards below. And I can simply have like a very short fade out effect and fade in and fade out. Wonderful. And now I know that I said that if you want to get really fancy, you will actually do this in... Sorry. Sorry about that. In you will do this in the Fusion page, but for now I'm actually a bit lazy. Okay, so I'm using the red outline, but instead of red, we're actually going to use this cyan color. Originally, I wanted to use the regular color of cast, but you know why I don't use it? Because when the text goes below, like let's say that I use, for example, like the white or something or whatever. When the text goes below here, you can see how it's like difficult to read. It's going to be difficult to read it of his shirt and stuff like that, right? Well, okay, so that's why we're actually using. We can pick the screen color. We're going to pick the clearest cyan here. And that looks like bad. But it's okay because we're going to pick a much more contrasting color. We are going to pick a shade of his hair. The shade of his shirt. Yeah, okay. Because it's going to contrast. We're going to have the outline here with a bigger thickness. It's going to be thick. We're going to make it thick. And excellent, wonderful. Yeah, we're not losing any frames now. I don't know what the problem is with Google Chrome. Google Chrome is being very problematic right now. Google Chrome is being very problematic. Okay. Wonderful. We already had like a very, very basic outline, and we can try to select something here. Excellent. What is the name of the text that I wanted to have? Okay, stress site. Because this is a thing that is not super important, it's kind of okay if it's a font that is not like mega readable, but that one was too unreadable, so we're going to use this one. Okay, so text layout, we just a bit to the left, a bit below. Wonderful. Okay, now important, you have to select the element that you wanted to go to the Fusion page, and if you had difficulty getting the specific clip to go into the Fusion page, you simply right-click the element, the specific clip, and then you go to Open in Fusion page, and it takes you to it. But because right now I want to actually go for the clip, I just want to test out something. Yeah, you cannot actually take multiple clips to the Fusion page. Amazing. So let's open in Fusion page, and I'm going to press Ctrl spacebar, and we're going to go to rectangle mask. What were the mask options? I am still not like super mega familiar with some of the elements that you can find in. Sorry, it should be here. I am still not very good at notes. Please forgive me about that. So the idea with this is that we actually want the words to come only out of cast mouths, right? Excellent. Yes. Yeah, we do. Okay. So we move the rectangle mask up to the part that we kind of feel his mouth is. I think we can even move it a little bit below. Come on, select. And we're going to move this actually to the starting point in here. I mean, we want the rectangle to actually move a little bit lower just in case. Sorry, we want to go here. Wonderful. Okay, yeah, I like that. I actually like this rectangle position. So we already have the text moving a bit over. For the time being, we will. Okay, I am actually. Me estoy debatiendo si es que muevo el texto, si es que hago los keyframes del movimiento del texto adentro de la página de edición o dentro de la página de fusión. De momento lo utilizaré en la página de fusión. Afortunadamente no es una cosa particularmente compleja, así que puedo simplemente mover el elemento adentro. Or, actually, no, I will go to Fusion to the edit page because I still don't really handle the timing of within the Fusion page too well. Voy a moverlo. Haré el keyframe en esta parte, en la página de edición, porque todavía no manejo el temporizamiento de... Esta velocidad está decente. Y ahora quiero que vaya lentamente hasta este punto, hasta aquí de abajo. ¿Qué tal se ve así? Okay, that's decent. Wonderful. So we are going from the... Vamos del keyframe anterior hasta aquí. And by this point it should go completely below. It looks okay. I am personally pretty disappointed in how raw it looks, Personalmente me siento profundamente decepcionado en lo poco profesional que se ve. But we had something. We had something done. We had something. And again, if you remember what I said... por cierto, disculpa que estoy hablando tan rápido. Like, it's a custom that I have. Y de nuevo, si es que recuerdan lo que yo dije, de que it's better to have a first try that maybe is not super good, but that it's something. That is already something. So that you can learn from that something. It is better to have something done than to worry so much about perfection that you don't get anything done or that you get it done after a long bad time. It's much better to get something done and make mistakes along the way. So this is not perfect, but it is a decent exercise about how to utilize a rectangle mask and a very basic keyframing to suggest an emotional mood. And that is another advice for video editing. Always something that helped me a lot to get better at video editing was to give myself little challenges to try out in a new video, so that I always like set for myself the goal that I'm going to try a new effect. I'm going to try keyframing an overlay on the a movement of an image or something. A keyframe a moving image atop the clip. I'm going to try changing the color of the clip. And I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it one thing per video, just to give an example, so that I don't get overwhelmed. And so gradually, I go developing more and more and more and more skills. Okay. Just permit me like a couple minutes. I'm going to go to an idle meeting. Where is the... Excellent. Okay, wonderful. I'll be right back. Hello. Hi, honey. Tell you what, we are going to try out... Let's try out something in the Fusion page. Let's try out keyframing one parameter on the Fusion page of this texting. Yeah, wait, I'm going to take off my shoes. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you. I hope that you're enjoying the stream. I do apologize that I am speaking quite fast. I tend to talk super fast when I'm getting really into something. Now this was the... Okay, yeah, excellent. Okay, let's get closer to the thing in here. Let's zoom in on the timeline here. And just to be sure, we're going to open this on Fusion page. Okay, so what is the thing that we're going to try out here? In the note section, we select the template. Template in this case is the text. And I'm going to figure out which kind of angle. What do I want the thing to be? This is not what I want. And this is not what I want either. No, maybe this one. Maybe this is what I want. It's going to be a little bit funny. So, first we're going to open the spline window. And to open, well, I naturally, to be entirely honest, like unfamiliar with the keyframe window. Oh my god, what was that? I'm sorry. I suddenly, like it's not a blue screen, but you know when you get that monitor tearing thingy? Okay, I'm gonna move a little bit slower here. Oh, so keyframes actually tell you the amount of... Okay. So the keyframe page, I love DaVinci Resolve. I like DaVinci Resolve so much. Me encanta DaVinci Resolve. Es el mejor editor de video que he visto hasta ahora. Es el mejor editor de video que he usado hasta ahora. ¡Mua! I adore it. Thank you, DaVinci. ¡Mua! ¡Mua! Besos. Kisses. Okay. So, we are going to keyframe this one. And... wonderful. Okay, so in the keyframe page, you can already see the sorry. You can already see the particular parameter that has been affected. And we're going to keep it up to here. This is when it comes off his mouth, and so we're going to keep the same parameter around here. What are you doing? That's weird that it did not affect the layout angle 8. I am not entirely sure which is the thing that what is the thing that... okay, now we actually get into... I am sorry, I think it's because the keyframes are so small here. Okay, wonderful, yeah. Alright. Up to here it's all good. Then we want the keyframe to actually move around up to here. And then again we want to move it up the spline screen up to here. Wonderful. And now we're just going to move straight on into the keyframe window, because for me it is just simpler to keep out with the keyframe window. And because I was not careful with the timing, porque yo no tuve ningún cuidado con respecto al tiempo, al ritmo del movimiento de esta imagen, va a tener un ritmo incorrecto. La animación va a estar totalmente equivocada. Ya, ¿sí? La animación se ve un poco desastre. Pero, de nuevo, lo importante es que estamos aprendiendo. Lo importante es que hicimos un ejercicio, que probamos a hacer una cosa que no habíamos hecho antes. The important thing is that we try to do something that we had not done before. That's the key. That's the key, and that's the path to improving. That's the really important thing. Reminder that you're awesome. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Wait, no. Okay, it looks a bit funny. You gotta admit that it looks a little funny. Anyways, let's continue now with which are the ones that I did something. I think this is like the last one that I did so far.
Or anything. I'm not scared or anything. I was just saying, like.
Jump scare warning. Ok, so this is esta es la parte en la que estuve
You're
trabajando.
very beautiful.
Y, por cierto, si es que los panitas hispanoparlantes siguen hablando, sí, ese era el sonido de Dross. Ese era el sonido de Dross. De hecho, sí, el archivo de audio, como lo descargué, se llama Dross Sonido Terror. También tengo el sonidito de piano. ¡Tin! Y conoce seguramente ese. ¡Tan! ¡Tan! También tengo ese. También tengo ese. Lo que les voy a contar no es un top. Son más bien 3 historias muy perturbadoras.
You're very beautiful. Can you not kill me?
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, guess she's just a little shy.
I'm actually surprised and really happy that it's working so
I'm gonna
well.
close the door behind me just in case.
I'm actually really
I don't know
happy.
if that stops a ghost, but hey, 10th floor, let's fucking go. Yeah, this one is definitely the worst floor so far.
So
Jesus
far,
Christ.
I do not have any markers, and I have
Let's lock the
a
door
marker
first.
approaching. I see here that my marker says maybe add an Australian flag. Is it showing actually on the? Yeah, okay, it is showing on the bench. Yeah, it's kind of risky, but I guess I can open my. You know what? I'm going to open Edge. I'm going to open Edge because I don't have any tabs open, any windows open in there. Yeah, if I want to quickly download an image or something silly like that, I can actually use Edge. Maybe it's not super good for privacy, but I can open Edge. Actualización completa. Gracias, supongo. Australian flag. You know what? I'm actually going to get the emoji for the Australian flag. That's probably better. Yeah, it's using a bit of this space, but not too bad. And I'm going to select this, and I'm going to store save image as Australia flag emoji. Now, in my case, I tend to store practically all of the props that I use for clips within a special folder that I name props for clips, and that folder is subdivided into like 5 folders, which is like backgrounds, GIFs, images, music, anything that I might have that I might use for a clip. Okay, wonderful. You have that. Can we add it? Can we? No, you fuck. Why are you so dumb? Okay, and we're gonna have to add it on. Okay, we're gonna have to add it here. Excellent, wonderful. Now you listen to me. And I prefer to move it around here. Alright, we're going to very quickly select the image. We're going to reduce it. And here. For a moment, I thought about having the flag, having also the Australian flag be down under, appear down under, like the other way around. They were upside down. Por un momento pensé en tener la bandera australiana también de cabeza. But I very quickly remembered that showing flags upside down is a profound sign of disrespect. So that's not a good idea. Pero rápidamente recordé que tener una bandera, mostrar una bandera que esté de cabeza, es un símbolo de profunda falta de respeto hacia una nación. Así que eso no sería buena idea. You know one, I know this is like a very sudden thing to say, but you know one thing that I actually really like about VTubing? And that is why I started streaming once I knew of VTubers and not when I knew of streamers. That VTubers make an effort to be nice people. What do I mean by that? That it's not like streamers where maybe it is an incorrect image, an incorrect idea that I have, but Twitch streamers, for example, they tended to be like really mean to each other, like they tended to be constantly insulting with each other, they were constantly like chasing drama and other stuff. But VTubers, like the general VTubing culture, I know that there are exceptions, they always try to be nice. They always try to like provide a comfortable environment, an environment where people can have fun, where they can be nice with each other, where they do not have to deal with the kind of unpleasant stuff that the internet usually is. And that also translates a lot towards clips, because it is, I don't want to say the word expected, but it is common that, for example, when a VTuber talks about another VTuber, that he's always going to be positive about the other VTuber. And also that a clip is always going to say something nice about the VTuber in question. We're actually going to, it should be around here. Like just a couple of frames back, we can actually move the frame to here, and we're going to move the moment to here. Let's see how that plays out. Wonderful. Okay,
Great.
simple. And we're going to have a very short fade out here. Now we are going to have this fade out with triangle right transition. We're going to give frame to be a bit shorter. Wonderful. Excellent. Actually, we're going to have a much smaller triangle. Sorry about that. Triangle right transition to here, but like a way smaller. And maybe we can actually have the fade out to be much shorter. That looks okay. That looks okay. Wonderful. Let's remember to save our project. Always have backups of your projects. Always back up your projects. You never know what can happen. You never know. So you should always have backups. By the way, can I gotta type in? Oh, I cannot believe I forgot the name. The kangaroo. A kangaroo. Un canguro. Un canguro. Un canguro y una araña. Los símbolos nacionales de Australia. A kangaroo and a spider. The Australia's national symbols for sure. Amazing. Okay, so
I was scared there for a second.
we got finished that.
Bathroom.
All right, and where was I going with the idea that so that VTubers are nice towards each other? I really like that kind of like culture where people actually try to be nice with each other, and they kind of like focus not so much on drama or infighting, but rather try to just be creative and to create their other stuff, and it's just really sweet. Actually, you know, that is something that I actually notice a lot, that a lot of people that watch VTubers tend to have very little interest in real life streamers. I myself tend to not really be interested so much in real life streamers, in flesh streamers, because they just don't feel the same as VTubers. They just don't really feel the same. I imagine for a lot of people, it probably is the fact that they're not anime essentially. But for me, in my case, it's also like a case of like the difference in culture. Like they just feel too different. But I will admit that I don't really watch a lot. I never really watch a lot of Flash streamers either. I will say that Liquid person, he seems like a really nice person, and he genuinely seems like someone that doesn't do any of the like drama, saying mean stuff or anything like that. Northern Lion, also from what I understand, is like a really cool person. Es verdad, siempre hay que guardar. Se siente horrible perder progreso. Se siente horrible, sí. Se siente terrible. It's true, always save. It feels awful to lose progress. It really does. It really, really does. In the case that you do video editing, Kalkarot, I do hope that some of the like tips or comments here can be of help. It's a pleasure to help. So this project has already gotten way too ambitious for me. I probably will not be doing a highlights video again in the future, at least not in the near future. At least not with this amount of editing. But if I was in the mood to do something else, disco effect, I will do something like this, like a disco effect, and have a rapidly set of colors in DaVinci's color correction page, which is cast node, to simulate some acid trip disco. Wonderful. Okay. So I could actually save that and keep this in mind, that I could do it that I could pay more attention to it later. It probably it's not even going to be like super mega difficult, but I just don't really want to do that right now. Because this project is already like a half-hour project. I spent weeks on this. Weeks on this. I don't know how to make or edit videos. Oh, I see. It was something that took me a little while to get used to, but once I did, I actually enjoyed it a lot. But in my case, I actually did find that I had like a pretty strong vocation, like that I really like doing videos, and that I seem to be kinda decent at it. Everyone has their own vocations. Yeah.
Oh fuck! The walls are moving.
Okay. I can already see that we do not have any marker in the near future.
The walls start
so moving. Because I had already completed the cutting phase of the project, I can already like just move on fast from this.
失礼します。お、
お願いします。
なんだと？はい。
I think
Okay.
we are going to get down to the end of this video, like completing the simple effects.
I thought it would just be
and I'm going to
bad
try
and
to
it would
do
let me go.
two of the
Come
more
on,
complex
man.
effects. I already
I
have
know
an
you killed some
idea of
people,
how
but,
to
like,
do the
I don't care. I don't judge.
one of the complex effects that I was planning
It doesn't
to,
even work.
and
I don't know
I'm
what
actually
this is
going to
for.
use
I don't like
the
the red light.
rectangle mask
That
thingy.
There's no jump scares while locking the doors. Okay, I can't lock the doors. Okay, I thought I could abuse this. Never mind. I'm not that smart. Like something dumb.
That I used in that previous
Yep,
stress side effect.
got a cable. Oh, I have to place the cable here. Alright. What am I supposed to do?
I'm actually surprised that my
I
processor is
hypnotize
surviving
you.
all this.
You will love Cassian Floros.
Oh, you love Cassian Floros so much. Ooh.
You will.
Can I do the effect right now? It actually will not be super difficult. I only need to get like the cast thumbnail, the cast channel image thing, and then add a text like subscribe to Cassian Floros or something like that. Tell you what, I am actually being like inordinately lazy today, so I am actually going to go here to the start, and I need to, excellent, this should be there. And I'm going to copy this text, and we're going to go back to Referring to the safe. Okay, it should be around here. Also, shouldn't it not be a stress site or a stress site? It does say a stress site. Like this. I can actually write on the chat here. Oh, sorry, no, YouTube. Okay, whatever. A stress site. It says it like this. Wonderful, okay. Hey! Okay, here it is. Okay. And we're going to put that on here actually. We're going to place this on the... Hey, come on. Okay. We can at least place this here, up here. And we're going to change the shading colors to not black, which is Lucian's color, but we're going to pick Cass' shirt color here. And then we are going to do them. We're going to choose the outline here to... We can just directly pick the color here, can we not? Come on, no. Okay, fine. I think we need to use a more contrasting color. Or tell you what, we are actually going to use this white as the outline to contrast with the wider screen, and then we're going to use this actual dark as the skin tone. No. Excellent, wonderful. And let's actually select another book Antigua. I don't really like this font, but we can use it for the time being.
You will love Cassian Floros.
Subscribe to Cassian Floros. And do I still have Microsoft Edge open? Yes, I do. We're going to have like the confused emoji. Not weirdly eyes emoji then. This one is okay. This one has a fake transparent background. And this one also has like a not that great background, but it's actually not going to be super difficult. Not this one is a web page, so let's go for this one or something. Excellent, this one is a PNG. Very good video editors are also fast video editors. They also know how to like sorry about that. Like very quickly get the specific effects done. And the velocity is something that you grasp with time. It's something that comes with time. Transform, and we're going to move it around here or something. And now I want to do something specific with this one. That it should not actually be too mega difficult. We're simply going to have it like here. We're gonna move this position and rotation angle. Now, if position angle is what I think it is, yes, excellent, okay. Wonderful. Now this is going to look kinda scuffed. Do bear with me because this is going to look more than a little scuffed. Now, normally you will actually draw like a much proper circle like in here, but you know, it's me, so. Oh. Excellent, and now I'm going to actually do the rotation angle on this part like this. Up to here. And I'm sorry that I'm actually doing it with the mouse. That is such a rookie thing. Yeah, I'm not rookie. What can I do? What can I do? Please forgive me, el mio maestro. Por favor, perdóname, el mio maestro. And okay, again, it comes up as super raw, but
Cassian Floros.
no.
Oh, you love Cassian Floro.
Okay, I can see that we had like the position in some part is repeating. So I'm going to eliminate the keyframe in this part.
Cassian Floros. Oh, Cassian Floro.
In this part, there is something that is kind of repeating. Right? No, there is nothing that should be repeating in here though.
Cassian Floros. Cassian Floro.
Oh, sorry, I was actually looking at the position angle. I feel like the earlier one is the one that is kind of redundant, so I'm going to
Cassian
remove that.
Floros. Oh, you love Cassian Floros. Oh,
Wonderful. ¿Quiero mi beso? Disculpas. ¿Acaso tú redimiste un beso? Pido disculpas si es que no lo noté. Me distraje completamente. Lo lamento, señorita. Se ganó 3 besos como disculpa. There you go. Y... Espera. Aún no me salen bien los besos. Aún no me salen bien los besos. Espera. No, aún no lo consigo bien. Algo así, algo así. Ahí tiene su beso, señorita. There you have your kisses, miss. Okay, so we had completed the...
Cassian Floros.
It's a road idea. It's very
Oh,
simple,
you love
and it's a
Cassian
very road
Floros.
idea. But
Cassian Floro.
actually, I think that we can move this one just a teensy bit here, and a little bit upper, so that it doesn't
Cassian
seem...
Floros.
Yes,
Oh, you love
wonderful, wonderful. So we now go to YouTube and we try to look for Cassian Floros. Cassian Floros FSP. That should be the first page here. And we have an access to the image. We can store image. Cast profile. Okay, we just copy here and we store it. I need to clean my image folder later. And again, we select this thing. Now we are going to go for the... I actually think that there should be like an option to have a circular crop. No, I don't think that there is. I don't. It doesn't seem like there is actually any option to have a circular crop. So we're gonna have to go to the Fusion page for that. We can hide keyframes for now. Circle. Okay, fine. Ellipses. And we can expand it up to here. Let's just keep it to fast Gaussian and let's soften the edge just to look a little bit fancier. Actually, let's make it a bit here.
You will love Cassian Floros. Oh, you love Cassian Floros.
¿Ustedes sienten que sería algo bueno? Oh, sí, ya redimiste. Redimiste un poco. Oh, did I write a stressed side? That's silly. I am being very silly today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for how silly I'm being today. I am having an oopsie, sorry. Thank you so much, Kalkarot. Thank you so much for catching that. I did not realize that. De acuerdo. Okay. So I should be able to fix that later on. Where was the stress side part? I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. So I'm actually going to keep it very simple in this part. I'm just going to go here to the middle point. And then I'm going to have like, it's 360, right? So what's half of 360? 180, right? Of course. And then just go to 360.
Will love Cassian Floros. Oh, you love Cassian Floros.
Wonderful.
Will
I
love
should maybe
Cassian
have it
Floros.
spin
you
like
Cassian
way faster though.
Will love Cassian Floros. Oh, you love Cassian Will love Cassian Floros.
But I am
Oh,
lazy,
you love
so
Cassian Floros.
for now we're just gonna leave it like that. Ok, wonderful. Now, remember, in my case, recuerden que en mi caso yo soy un principiante en edición de vídeo. Así que me siento contento con hacer una forma muy bocetada de estas ideas, porque sé que estoy empezando. Si es que fuera alguien un poco más elaborado, o si es que, por ejemplo, fuera contratado para un nivel de edición un poco más elevado, podríamos decirlo, de más alto nivel, lo cual también comanda un precio más alto, sí sería mucho más detallista. Do remember that I am a rookie video editor. So what that means essentially is that I am okay if it has quite a bit of a scuff, because right now I am learning these skills. If this was a commissioned word or a commissioned word of higher level, which means a higher pay, of course I will be far more detailed. I will actually take care that, for example, the rotation level in here will be sorry about that, will match the velocity of the circular thing here was name I right now forgetting.
So much. Ooh.
But for the time being, we're just gonna leave it like this.
Don't tell me it's this. Oh. Obtained the blood-stained lid.
So for now, we're actually going to move forward. And tell you what,
Let's clean this up in the men's bathroom.
we don't really need to watch the whole thing, because I already see that Alconius from the past did not leave any markers here, so I can
90-60.
just go on.
Oh. Let's watch a movie, everybody. Cass hasn't used one of those before. Hey, I'm just...
Okay, and I am being very lazy, so we're simply going to copy the text in here, and in case that there are people who don't quite know what a save is, I actually want to look for the save. Excellent, okay. I'm actually going to do like a copy of here. And I'm going to show the save. Voy a mostrar la caja fuerte. In the meantime, I can already edit the text in here. Wait, did I actually copy the wrong thing? Because this should be the save, right? Yeah. Oh no. Ok, acá ya puedo ver que aquí... Ok. Puedo realizar una copia de esto y ahora puedo cambiar la velocidad de... Puedo realizar un freeze frame de este elemento. Change clip speed, freeze frame. And I can place the element in here. And because it's a freeze frame, I can just extend the image no problem. And I'm going to make this smaller up to this size. And now I'm going to use the quick tool to crop it. Here. Amazing. And now I'm going to quickly go for a transform. And voila. Y ahora utilizaré otro sonido. En mi caso es más rápido ir hacia seleccionar el archivo desde mi carpeta. Y un pequeño truco que aprendí es que puedes utilizar la tecla punto para mover un elemento un recuadro más adelante o coma para moverlo un poco más atrás.
I'm just saying, I've never had to use a safe. Because the safest space in my house is between my man boobs. Safer place. Let's see. Movie time!
And this is actually a very small mistake. The clip should overlap here. But because it actually ends up looking kinda cool, porque de hecho se termina viendo un poco interesante, voy a dejar este pequeño espacio negro. Es algo un poco quizá inortodoxo, pero podemos hacerlo.
Interesting. So that's where you store your crystal? Hell yeah.
Am I actually going to have the crystal in here? At least not yet, because it's going to take me a while to actually find an image of the crystal. So I'm going to leave I need to work on this later.
Oh god.
Porque ya veo que no hay un marcador cerca, podemos adelantarnos un poco en la transmisión. Okay, ahí hay un marcador cerca.
I didn't like that floor. That floor made me very uncomfortable.
Okay. Una nota de
this is
piano.
actually like happening. That's the. Oh. That's the.
Quizás un poco más atrás.
Happening.
Un poco más atrás. Solo un poco más atrás.
Happening. Actually, like happening.
That's okay.
Oh.
Eso está bien. Eso está decente. That's decent for now.
I can't stay here anymore. Are you fucking for real? That's what you realize now? Let's get out of here? Alright.
Agregaré la cuenta de los gritos después. I will add the screen count later.
Oh my god.
And add to cast screen count.
Brother! I kinda Brother! I kinda
Wonderful.
I kinda
I do need to add a little... Okay. Well, I will remember that the green ones are like the cast screen count. Me recordaré que los marcadores verdes serán el contador de gritos de cast.
It was scarier than I thought.
I'm not really kinda happy because I'm close to
on this.
finishing this one. I'm not really close to finishing this one, so I am happy.
Okay, so what do I have to do? What do I have to do exactly? Check the picture at the end of the hallway. There's a puzzle you have to solve to open the elevator. When the chase starts, look at the wall behind you. Oh, you have to go through the maze, the whiteboard maze. If she's chasing you, to delay her too. Okay. Loop her to buy time.
Wonderful.
I did it.
Hey, I did it. I think that
Okay,
the background music
do
of the
this.
piano is getting a bit old for
Hello,
a lot of
ma'am.
people. So. Creo que la
Okay.
música de piano se está
shit.
poniendo un poco cansina para,
Oh,
para la
fuck.
gente, así
Okay,
que
yeah, she's not that fast.
I want to have a transition here. Let's use a comical transmission here. Hacemos una transición cómica aquí.
She coming?
Por ningún otro motivo más de que me es cómico.
Okay, at this point, I don't know where she is.
Y
Fuck
si
me.
es que se preguntan por qué para este punto casi no hay marcadores o
Okay, it just
efectos,
sends me back here.
es que
Okay,
para este
okay.
punto en el proyecto o en el
Fuck, I don't
video
have the time to.
estaba
She's like,
agotado.
right there.
I was done with the project by this point. I just wanted to finish it, so I didn't want to really add any more to my own
Motherfucker,
plate
loop
by
around
this
this
by
shit.
this point. So that's
Yeah.
why I think that
Stupid bitch.
from here
Yeah.
up till until the end of the
Stupid
video,
idiot. Yeah, wait.
there are
10,
like
23.
zero.
Okay.
There are like practically no
Ooh, that was way too close.
markers.
Yes!
I think we can actually.
Get fucked. Get fucked. Oh my god, thank you.
We can add a little fasting here, though. What is my? Excellent, yeah. And we're going to lower it a bit fast.
Oh, thank you.
It's simple, but it's something that we can do. And I had a little idea here. We are going to select the transform and we're going to very quickly move to... Why are you not moving? What is wrong with you? Okay, it's having like... It will take a while too. Here, and we're going to have like a effect. Where is the filter? I want to have like Laura is going to try my processor insane right now. Camera shake, a very simple camera shake. That's okay for now.
Ending 2. Oh, I'm in hospital. Oh, hi!
We can, ya puedo ver que no hay marcadores aquí. We
if you
can
check the
already
fridge
see
at
there
the
are no
beginning of the-
markers here, so time is money,
Still
so
had
let's
that
not,
eerie feeling
let's
all
not
the
take a long
time, you know,
time.
as if something was gonna come. And to be honest,
let's
sometimes
change the color of this one. So I know here that there are 5 screens total, so there are 5 markers that I had to look out for. That actually is kind of a help.
screams in total.
Esto,
What do you mean?
esto indica la enorme forma en la que hacer las cosas bien de antemano puede ayudarte en el futuro. So this indicates how much like doing things well beforehand can help you out so much in the future. What I mean by that is that because I knew to add like the total amount of screen counters at the end, I know now that I should have 5 markers of screens, like in all my mess of an edit timeline. Gracias a que de antemano anoté para mí mismo en el futuro de que hay un total de 5 momentos de grito. Ahora yo puedo saber que tengo que eventualmente encontrar 5 marcadores de grito en mi desastre de un timeline de edición. Si es que no hubiera notado eso, iba a estar totalmente perdido. Iba a tener que revisar todo el timeline para asegurarme de que no me perdí ningún grito. If I did not have this, I will have to check the whole timeline to make sure that I did not miss any of the screams.
What
But
do you mean
I
there's
have
a
this,
lot?
so I
Was
can make
there?
my own life easier. Pero tengo esto, así que
Well,
puedo hacer mi propia vida más fácil.
it's a nice touch, you know. Let's go over here.
It does seem that checking on the...
Yeah. Yippee! We made it. We did it. We didn't die.
Okay,
Let's
excellent.
go.
You can notice that if you zoom out, pueden notar que si se alejan del timeline, siempre pueden verse los marcadores. Entonces eso puede ser algo bastante útil para determinar si es que se perdieron de alguno en particular. So I'm going to check out... Okay, this is the one. No, here it is written stress side without a T. We are going to use a similar effect for the task arrow part. Here and here.
I'm gonna sneeze. Anyway, thank you so Anyway.
And I have an idea how we're going to do this. So, you notice how there is like a diagonal direction, right? Yeah, I was thinking, estaba pensando utilizar el rastreador de... Oh, perdón, me he perdido un mensaje de chat. Hi there! Oh, hello there, host corner. Grazie mille per essere tornato a questa trasmissione. Grazie mille. Muchas gracias por venir a la transmisión. I hope that you're having a day that's as awesome, as cool, as wonderful as you are. Because you deserve the very best day. You deserve the best day every day. Okay, so I was thinking of utilizing the movement tracker function in DaVinci Resolve. Essentially, you know how there are some clips? ¿Sabes cómo hay algunos clips that can actually follow the movement of the head or someone dancing, etc.? I learned how to do that recently. Aprendí cómo hacer eso recientemente. But that takes a lot of processing power and I don't want to push the envelope with my computer, ¿no? Pero eso toma una gran cantidad de poder de procesamiento y no quiero arriesgarme mucho con mi computadora ahora mismo. Así que lo mantendremos como algo sencillo. Vamos a mantenernos como algo sencillo. De acuerdo. So, layout, we're going to, no. Around here. Yeah, we're going to keep it around here. And we are going to open, vamos a ir a la página de fusión. Instead of a rectangle, en lugar de un rectángulo, we can actually rotate the rectangle. We should be able to rotate the rectangle. Si podemos rotar el rectángulo para simplemente dirigirnos al tascaro aquí. Ok, oops.
Anyway.
We can have it on around here. We can have it around here. Oops. Hacia esta parte quizás. Around this part. Oops, sorry about that. And okay, wonderful. That is actually pretty good. Here until this part, and then now we need to move the around this part or something.
Anyway.
Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to move to the... We're going to go back to the... Oh, wonderful. And here you can actually see in Fusion page where the keyframes take the text. That's actually really cool. Let's see how that behaves.
Anyway.
I would like it if the rectangle moves a bit lower down. And just a tad bit shorter.
Anyway.
That's okay for now. That's okay for the time being. Eso está bien por ahora. Bless you per times 50? Why times 50? ¿Por qué 50 veces?
Anyway. Anyway.
Oh, right, because I am actually reviewing it so many times. Okay, now I get it. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Anyway.
Es importante review, revisar un efecto varias veces para asegurarse de que...
Thank you so much for watching.
Okay.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.
Yeah, subscribe to Cash and Floros. Honestly, he's probably my favorite Avalon member. Bye bye.
Cass, out.
Okay, amazing. And I want to have like a gentle fade out, like, and also quiero tener un desvanecimiento gentil del video y también eso ayuda a indicarle subconscientemente o sutilmente a las personas que vean el video. Ok, no se perdieron de nada de la transmisión. Los highlights, la compilación llegó hasta el final de la transmisión. And this like tells the viewer very subtly, okay, you did not miss theoretically much of anything of the stream. Like the highlights cover up to the end of until the end of the stream. So, like if we look at it like this, it feels so daunting, right? I myself, I will admit, I was not sure if I was gonna be able to do all of this. While I was once I finished all the cutting and I got all the pieces together, I genuinely was quite unsure. What is this part?
You will love Cassian Floros.
Oh, that's weird. Why is it? Well, sorry about that. I will take care of that later. But one of the great things about human beings is that they can find an order and logic out of chaos. And they can develop a technique to make things that seem very daunting and difficult doable. They can actually find a method to do those things. At first for me it was like mega difficult. Like I did not imagine that I would be able to get all these things done. But I simply went little by little. All right, this is another stress set, okay. And using the markers that I had previously utilized it as a guide. And even though it took a while, even though it was not easy and I got lost a few times, I eventually got it done. I am about to finish this video. And you had no idea how great it is to notice. A pesar de lo difícil que fue, al principio no estaba seguro de si yo iba a poder hacer todo este video porque, mírenlo, es tan masivo. Pero una de las grandes cosas de los humanos es que podemos encontrar una lógica dentro del caos y podemos desarrollar diferentes técnicas, diferentes organizaciones para llevar las cosas abstractas que tenemos en nuestra cabeza a elementos, a algo concreto pero sofisticado al mismo tiempo. Sabía que me iba a tomar mucho tiempo hacer esto, pero yo sabía también que si es que lo hacía pasito a pasito, suavecito, poco a poco, y me guiaba a través de los marcadores y la estructura y organización personal que yo había preparado para mí, iba a gradualmente poder llevar varias de las ideas abstractas que tenía a su fruición, a ser completadas. Hay una frase muy linda que siempre me acuerdo. Si puedes soñarlo, puedes crearlo. Y yo siempre trato de tener ese aliento y esa seguridad dentro mío. Si es que puedo imaginármelo, yo sé que casi siempre tiene que haber una forma de lograr hacerlo. Y quizás es necesario utilizar unas cuantas técnicas nuevas, organizarse bien, guiarse a través de los marcadores y elementos que alguien se preparó anteriormente, que yo me preparé anteriormente. Pero es posible. Podría requerir varios pasos, pero es posible.
That's my thumbnail. I guess.
Y,
Anyway.
and that is a thing that I would like you to remember, I guess, about these things or about me in general. Some things are maybe difficult, but never doubt that they are possible. If they are something that you really believe in and that you really want to do, there is a way to do it. And don't feel discouraged from things just because they're a bit difficult. Don't feel discouraged or dear me. From things just because like it is not, you don't find a clear way to do it at first. You will find a way. You will find a way to do these things. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Nunca se desanimen de hacer las cosas que ustedes quieren realmente hacer o que ustedes ensueñan, una visión que tengan dentro de su corazón, porque sea difícil al principio o porque no encuentren un camino claro para lograrlo. Hay un camino para lograr las cosas. A veces es difícil encontrarlo, pero hay un camino para lograr las cosas. Genuinamente creo eso. Y ustedes pueden lograr todo lo que se propongan porque ustedes son geniales. Ustedes son muy geniales, muy geniales. Hasta les doy un beso de los geniales que son. ¡Mua! You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Now, I should do the... Oh, excellent. I think that with this we already got pretty much all of the screen counters. By the way, I actually really like this little effect.
Oh god.
Like, did you see how she is running like that?
Oh god. Oh.
That's so weird.
Oh lord.
That's so weird. That is so weird. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. I am mega lazy, but no, I think we can do one more text here. So we can do this last idea. Okay, so it's a boot text special, and here on the notes there's more detail. So make a text plus effect that says boo, and the idea that I want to have is that is going to appear in between the shelves.
Oh, these are...
So how am I going to do this? I'm actually going to use separate layers, and I'm going to use the previously utilized mask that we were using, the rectangle mask. I think the rectangle mask will be easier.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have the secondary track in here. We're going to move it to the layout. And I am going to have the mask show up in this part specifically. So we're gonna have the image showing here, right? Okay, yes, of course. We're already going to pick the reason why I want to already choose a font in here is because, oh, and Este parece un fantasmita. Este tipo de fondo parece un fantasmita. Ok. La razón por la que quiero tener ya un fondo un poco más establecido es porque un tipo de letra más establecido es porque el tipo de letra puede cambiar la forma del elemento. Okay, excellent. So the thing about this is that I want the element to be here, right? To be I want it to start around here. Yes, excellent. And no, you know what? I actually wanted to start. Yeah, it should start like around this part. Here and then we are going to move the element around here or so. And then it's already, by this point, it's already going to disappear from the thing. So how is this going to look? Okay, it looks very raw, but we can work with this for now. Se ve bastante bocetado, pero podemos trabajar con esto por el momento. So let's go to the fusion page. And does it take us to the actual? Yes, okay, excellent. Rectangle. Not React. Not React. React is what we do. By the way, I'm going to do reaction videos more recently. And in the case that anyone is still around, I'm actually a bit curious. Would you people mind if we have reactions to male and female VTubers in the same stream? Or would you prefer reaction streams to be separated by gender? So like a reaction stream that is only female VTubers and a reaction stream that is only male VTubers. Or that at least it focuses mainly on male or female VTubers. Because I was thinking of making it co-ed for, it will make it simpler like that, but I wasn't sure what people think about it. So we wanted this to actually be smaller here. Just a teensy bit. Just, no. Excellent. Come on, select the rectangle. And just a teensy bit of a soft edge. Like this. Okay, excellent. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to keep the keyframing here, and we're going to actually go to the layout center. I don't know, spline still makes me a little nervous. Let's just go with a template. Rectangle 1. Center. Okay, wonderful. Let's focus on the... Why are you taking me to... No, what are you doing? Timeline, why are you like this? I'm completely lost within the time, what the heck? Okay, well. What the heck? Where are you? Why? Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, wonderful. Okay. DaVinci Resolve can be a bit of a pain sometimes. Okay, so we need to go to this point. I'm at least hoping that the rectangle will take me to the correct point in the... It's too soon. The second part is too soon. What is opening fusion page? Excellent. Okay. Rectangle and secondary word. And let's already try like this part over here or something. Okay, excellent. So we're already happy with the secondary, the second... Wow, it's super late. It's super late. Any catching up on chat? I glide bot? Oh, thank you. So it will be both male VTubers and female VTubers, right? Thank you. I really appreciate it because sometimes I am a bit of an outsider, so to say, to the VTuber scene, and so like sometimes I do get quite lost about. I tend to be a bit unsure about what are the kind of things that the VTuber fandom is going to mind, and the kind of things that the VTuber fandom is not going to mind. And of course, different people like mind different things, obviously. So this part, and then very quickly we're supposed to like just go to this part, and then like this part. Oh, almost, but I need to move in this context, the spline page is actually going to be to present itself as useful. Come on, where is this placement? Oh, please, spline. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with the spline page, so let's just close the spline and let's go with metadata. Let's go with the keyframe editor. This is okay. It should be this part that Hola, Dulzura. Hola, Dulzura. ¿Cómo estás? Almost. But I can see that it is at this point rather that it needs to... que necesita... el rectángulo tiene que empezar a retirarse. No, now it's too soon. What the heck? No. Fusion can be a pain. Fusion can be a pain. Oh, it's because right click actually deselects the... I love DaVinci Resolve. I love DaVinci Resolve. Okay, let's see if it behaves like this. We need to remove one more. Tenemos que quitar uno más. No me perdí ningún chat, ¿verdad? Suerte con tus cositas. Me mando un beso y abrazo. Panita llamado a dormir. Que descanse, señor Milagrito. Que tengas un hermoso sueño. Muchas gracias por venir de nuevo. Disculpa que no hablé tanto en español. Esta vez me quedé totalmente concentrado en el trabajo. I was completely absorbed in my work, so I'm really sorry about that. Pero que descanses. Que tengas dulces sueños. Que descanses. Que duermas muy bien, dulcera. Okay. I completely forgot. Is this one? I think the problem is that it's closing out too soon. So I need to select the next one, the next rectangle keyframe. And let's see how that behaves.
These are...
Okay. So by that point, no, we actually need to go a little bit here, opening Fusion page, we select rectangle, and we make a keyframe in here. Then by this point, let's see if the keyframe is, the already set keyframe is good enough. No. It needs to be like, thank you so much, DaVinci. You're so sexy. You are so sexy, DaVinci. Fusion page. Like maybe even a little faster here. And let's see. We're only going to do one. It looks okay. And don't worry, normally it's only at first that these things are like so slow. Okay. Also the frame rate is going to look wonky right now because of the way that I'm replaying it.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't really look like they are behind the objects though, but like this is good for now. This is okay for now.
Yeah.
And we are only going to place the layout of this other text in here. But we're not going to do anything with this text. We're just gonna leave it here for now. The first video that I saw of yours, I believe your first stream I saw was you reacting to both HoloLive and HoloStars. Oh really? Thank you, I'm so flattered. The reaction streams do seem to draw a lot of people in. Like a lot of people do seem to subscribe for the reaction streams. And thankfully I am going to do more of them in the near future. For a while I chickened out from doing reaction streams because I read sometimes on Reddit that people don't really like reaction streams, but I mean, maybe some people online don't really like reaction streams, but clearly a lot of people who subscribe to my channel, they really do seem to like the reaction streams. So it's something that I should be okay with doing. It's something that I should try to do more. I need to give people what they want. Okay. Hmm. Wonderful. That's enough editing for today. That's enough editing for today. Yeah, that sure is enough editing for today. I'm almost done with this video. I'm really happy actually because I'm almost done with the video. I only need to do like 4 or 5 semi-serious edits and this one is ready to go. I'm going to go for an idol meeting for a bit, and I will have a very small Zatsu, and that will be the stream for today. Yeah. I like reaction streams and videos. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. If you don't mind me asking, what is it that you like about them? Like, do you like getting to share the experience of watching this video with the viewer, or with the streamer? Sorry. Or for example, do you like watching how the streamer reacts to watching the video for the first time? Or for example, you like the kind of commentary that sometimes the streamer adds to the video, stuff like that. Just curious. Just curious. Okay, I'm going to. I'm leaving for a bit. I'll be back super soon. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. I think one thing I enjoy is people experiencing fun or interesting moments. Also, I originally found your channel when searching for Holocure videos. Is that so? I really like Holocure. I actually really like playing Holocure. God, that was really fun. I think I didn't do it for a while because I wanted to focus more on Holosters content, and also I was not super happy with how it looked with the low bitrate. So that is a bit pain, Peko. Ah. 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 I'm going to close the Ventures already. Wonderful. I think sorry, I'm trying to gather my thoughts a little bit. I think in Vtubing, and maybe this also applies to any facet of content creation. Sorry, sorry. I think in Vtubing, and maybe this applies to any other type of content creation, one of the important things to keep in mind is that success or progress can look different to different people, and even beyond that, the path forward might look different for different people. What do I mean by that in this case? Is that, for example, I had known since quite a while ago that I will not be able to quote unquote compete on the basis of playing video games, or I will not be able to center a lot of my content by playing video games, because I do not really have the technological, the computer power for that, or the internet connection for that. And if I had centered, or if I had thought that the only conceivable path forward as a VTuber was by playing video games and stuff like that, then I will be, to say the least, in a rather rough spot.
Well, no, that'd be meddling. This is a
Sorry about that. No, come on. Thank you, autoplay. Anyways, but since I guess relatively early on, I recognized that that will not be my forte, at least for a while. And I sorry, just one bit here. And then I set my focus on other things, and a big part of what helped too was that I knew, not that I knew, that I learned from people like Miss Giga, for example, that maybe VTubers can do things other than streaming. Maybe that is something that a type of content creation that VTubers can engage in as well. And then I went exploring on that. Eventually, I started feeling that I could make a little home, quote unquote, for myself. In the part of more doing commissions and maybe a little bit also as a Vsinger. And now, after trying out a few more niches, I'm starting to find two fields on which I am gradually growing more comfortable. Or three, I guess three. One, as a sort of Vsinger, whereupon I can do a lot of improvement by vocal lessons, by vocal training, something that does not depend on having a powerful PC. And I can also make some advancement as someone who does video editing or script writing commissions or fanfic writing, which again does not depend on me having a powerful PC. It's something that I can work on aside from that. Sorry about that. And as a reaction streamer, as a Vtuber reaction streamer, which seems to really bring in a lot of traction to the channel, especially to the YouTube channel, and a lot of subscribers, and does not really depend on me having a powerful PC. You're probably seeing a common pattern there, right? I focus on the things that I can do that do not push me against my current limitations. Instead, I center on the things that I can do, and I explore different avenues of creativity within those limitations and possibilities, and find what are the things that get me attention, reaction content in that case, and the things that I had seen to have an aptitude or at least a liking for, like video editing, commissions, or be singing in the other case. And then I can make a little home for myself. It might not be the home that you initially think that you maybe initially thought that you will end up in, but it's a home in which you can make yourself comfortable for a while as you try to figure things out, and as you try to build yourself up, you try to build your channel up to greater and different things, as you go learning, as you go figuring out the kinks of content creation. So if you ever feel that you're stuck in your channel or in the things that you're doing, then maybe you can try doing something a bit different. Maybe you can try a different type of content, or maybe you can even try to drive your focus a bit away from a channel that is not advancing or whatever, and into a real life skill. For example, in my case, learning Italian or something like that. But the key is that you can always find something to move forward. I really believe that. I really believe that you can always find something to move forward in. And as long as you have the feeling that you are moving forward in something, then that will always keep you motivated. That will always feel like something moralizing. If I could tell something to the me of the past that was often so depressed because of the lack of subscribers, that was often so depressed because of the lack of views and all that, I think that I would tell myself that as long as you had something that you can keep moving forward on, you will feel okay. You will feel okay. And as it pertains specifically to content creation and all that stuff, you can find different things that you can try out. and you can try to expand upon things that might not be what you originally thought, might not be your forte, or might not be the things that other people are doing. But they are the things that you can do, and that you had a possibility of getting some traction with that. Things like success, in whichever way it is defined, or things like finding a home or moving forward with your channel or channels, plural in my case, do not necessarily look the same way to everyone, because we all have our different situations. Hey. Thank you, Esti. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but yeah, the important thing is that you just keep trying and that you just keep analyzing what are the things that are working for you and what are the things that you feel are not working so much for you. And like, there are a lot of paths to climb a mountain, so there are a lot of ways that you can try, a lot of different things that you can try, like a lot of them. I'm trying to think of something poignant to Anderson. Blue heart. Thank you. Grazie mille. Grazie. I guess the closest thing that I can think to Anderson is to say, just focus on finding your own home and in sketching out the things that you want to explore and what home and a path forward looks like to you. Not just what you want it to be, but what you can see it being in the current future, in the present that you are living now. I guess that's a good note to Anderson. Okay, wow, this has been a stream of all time. I do want to do more co-working streams in the future because I actually did move a lot with the video editing. And one moment, please. Sorry. Had it not been for all the internet issues, we would have probably gotten some stuff done in writing as well. And I would like to expand on some of my thoughts about like being organized as a writer and all that. Wow, I'm tired. I need pee. But the next stream, I think is Friday, is something in Spanish. And what is the other stuff? Oh, what is the other stuff? I need to check something here, sorry. Sorry, just andé super fanita eso. The next stream should be... Wow, the next stream is going to be comfy reading, huh? Okay, so yeah, next will be ASMR. ASMR is also going to be a regular occurrence in the channel now because that is something that I can get some traction with. And it's going to be a Twitch exclusive because you know how YouTube gets with ASMR. Sorry about that. And yeah, that is what we will be doing in the future. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone that stopped by for the stream today. Thank you so much to Calgary. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. May you have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you to Milagros Dorado, panita número 1. Disculpa, no hablé mucho español hoy. Hoy fue un día difícil. Hoy fue una transmisión difícil. Thank you to Derek Host 2023 Corner. Thank you to. I think there is someone more. No, I think that should be everyone. Ok. Grazie a tutti gli meravigliosi amici. Queste ha sido Alconista Buena Roti. Y Vtuber que vuelve a regalar felice. Nos vemos el viernes. See you on Friday. Probably. I'm not sure, but probably. But see you next Tuesday for sure. That one is more certain. Okay. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Grazie. Goodbye. Bye, Calcarot. Thank you so much for hanging out again. Nos vemos. Adapa, amici. Bye bye.